The Newman family just celebrated their matriarch, Nikki Newman, and the party went off brilliantly. There's even hope on the horizon that Victor might accept Claire and Kyle's relationship as a final gift to his wife. But what's coming will cast a dark shadow over all of this, and for once, we're not talking about anything related to Aristotle Dumas. This has absolutely nothing to do with him. Aside from a few tense conversations and Kyle's bizarro offer to Victor to leave the town and pay him $5 million smackaroos if he hurts Claire, Nikki's birthday went off without a hitch. The only upsetting thing to occur was when Cole suffered another coughing fit and some wooziness whilst on the dance floor with Victoria. Cole's been insisting that he's on the mend from his mystery ailment, but our first clue that might not be the case came when he got dizzy upon standing up at Crimson Lights last week. We should have known something was coming then, when he turned up late to the birthday bash and blamed it on some complications related to this bug he's been battling. Before we knew it, Cole had suffered a setback and Victoria was hollering for someone to call 911. In typical stubborn male soap character fashion, Cole once again refused to let Victoria call for help and nixed the notion of going to the hospital. Thankfully, he allowed himself to be dragged up to a suite, otherwise he might have infected the whole party, and we'd be looking at an entirely different type of storyline. We're not gonna lie, we marked Cole for death when he first started coughing after his return from the business trip weeks ago, but he's since seemed to rally, and it appeared as though the plot point would turn out to be, well, pointless. But much like his nagging cough and shortness of breath, this plot is hanging on, and it's Cole's aforementioned stubbornness that has us very concerned. That's where the twist comes in. After Cole left the birthday party, Victor worried that he had the signs of pneumonia. If that's true, Cole's continued refusal to see a doctor or go back to the hospital could cause something that would otherwise be treatable to turn deadly. Alternatively, Cole could have something far more serious that's masquerading as pneumonia, like lung cancer. Delaying treatment could prove to be the difference between life and death for Victoria's man. It's also possible that Cole was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer the first time he went to the hospital and decided to keep the terrible news to himself, so as not to burden Victoria and Claire. If you don't think this can happen on soaps, just take a look at Bold and Beautiful's Liam, who didn't want anyone to know he had an inoperable brain mass. If that's the case, it explains why Cole is adamant about Victoria not taking him to the hospital. He doesn't want her to discover the truth, and he already knows there's nothing that can be done. Either way, it's not looking good for Cole Howard, and the Newman clan, believing he's been battling a common cold, will not only be heartbroken, but utterly shocked to lose him so unexpectedly. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, June 3 suggests some explosive moments in the land of Genoa City. A plan backfires while someone worries over their loved one's health, and a super couple dances around a problem. What's said to unravel during Tuesday's show? Time to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, June 3 hint that Claire Newman's and Kyle Abbott's plan to impress Victor Newman will backfire. During the Monday, June 2 episode, the two gave Nikki Newman a pretty special birthday gift, a charm bracelet with the names of all their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. However, the moustache was unmoved by it all. During Tuesday's show, Victor will call Kyle's bluff, so will these two get into a confrontation at Nikki's Big Bash? Over at the other side of Nikki's party, Victoria Newman will worry about Cole Howard. It looks like he's not exactly recovered from the illness he had some weeks ago. So should fans also be concerned about this character and what happens next with his health? Could he be exiting the canvas soon? Only time will tell. Lastly, the Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday imply that Lauren Fenmore and Michael Baldwin will dance around their issues. It sounds like they could cut a rug at Nikki's party, despite the glares they'll receive from Victor. Michael handed in his resignation to Victor recently, but there's been speculation he could go back. He's done so in the past. Lauren's worried this will happen again, but will Michael risk his marriage and do this? Welcome to the Young and the Restless Daily WAPP for a quick, and by that, I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. On The Young and the Restless, Kyle confused himself with Steve Austin and thought he'd hit back at Victor the only way that he knew how, with money. For most of us, $5 million is no joke, but Kyle was $1 million short if he thought he was showing bionic strength. We're not so sure that Victor would even find that amount anything to be excited about, other than knowing it would most likely be a hit on Kyle's bank account, presuming he even has the money to begin with. But the plan of the silver-spooned kid of Jack and Diane may have backfired before he even had the chance to put it in writing. If Kyle doesn't think that Victor won't use his offer against him, guess again. Kyle went with kindness towards Nikki as a way to win Victor over, but he knew throughout his entire toast that all he was doing was sucking up to Claire's grandmother while sucking the wind out of Victor. Plan B: offer Victor $5 million if he ever hurts Claire. It's countable minutes until Victor either tells Claire she has a price tag, or he'll find another way to use Kyle's offer against him. I can see why Kyle thought it was a good idea, but as randomly pitched as it wasn't a well-thought-out plan. All he did was show Victor that he was desperate and opened the door to being one-upped yet again by the great Victor Newman, who, at this point, may as well be considered the real bionic man, at least in Kyle's world. Want more details? We got you. Soap Central has the best full lie and R recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Tuesday, June 3, 2025. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Devon Winters to be impressed with Nick Newman. Meanwhile, Lily Winters moves forward with her scheme to face Aristotle Dumas. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's begin with Nikki Newman's birthday bash. Devon will end up questioning Nick about bringing Sharon Newman as his date. Of course, Nick will explain that he is just friends with Sharon, just like he is with Phyllis Summers. Devon will be impressed that Nick is able to keep things civil with both of his exes. Devon might wish it were that way with Abby Winters and Amanda Sinclair. If Devon were still on good terms with Amanda, he might be able to tell if she's being honest about Dumas. Nick and Sharon will meet up with Ashley Abbott. However, when Martin Laurent is mentioned, Ashley will get uncomfortable. Fans might recall that Ashley told Jack Abbott that she feels she needs more mental health treatment. Of course, Abby will worry about her mother's issues. However, Ashley might not want to discuss it at the party, but at a later time. Over with Pietro, he'll gush to Nikki about having the honor of planning her birthday party. It seems Pietro is a fan. Meanwhile, Michael Baldwin will try to approach Victor Newman. However, Victor is clearly still hurt over Michael quitting. That will lead to Lauren Fenmore Baldwin encouraging Michael to not let Victor rope him back into the mess. There will also be Kyle Abbott's big speech. While Nikki will be dazzled, Victor won't be impressed at all. Kyle's gift will also give Nikki all the feels, as it will be a special memento honoring her as a mom and grandmother. Then there is Audra Charles and Nate Hastings. They will approach Lily, who will be dining with Damian Kane. Audra might question Lily and Damian's dynamic. However, Lily will be busy focusing on her next move, facing Dumas. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Tuesday, June 2, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, June 3 hint that Claire Newman has a disappointment, while her mom Victoria Newman confronts a scary circumstance. Let's begin at Nikki Newman's birthday extravaganza. Claire's beau, Kyle Abbott, finishes with his magnanimous gesture and waits for Victor Newman's approval. Claire is hopeful that Grandpa Victor will be wowed by Kyle's toast to Nikki and the engaged charm bracelet. Sadly, jaded Victor isn't bowled over, even though Kyle's being sincere. Victor is unyielding in his dislike of the Abbott family, and a bauble and a toast aren't going to change his mind. You got that? Will bold Victor have the nerve to take Kyle to task, accusing him of buttering him up? In fact, this stunt may backfire if Victor thinks that Kyle is playing games to win his favor. Poor Kyle. He can't win for losing with Victor. But the stakes are high. He wants Victor to accept his relationship with Claire, and clearly is willing to go the extra mile to make that happen. Victor may challenge Kyle to put more effort into impressing him. If so, how will Kyle react? Only a saint has the patience to tango with Victor. Spoiler alert. Kyle attempts to meet the challenge and fails. Big surprise. Claire was hopeful that the night would go in her favor, so she is understandably upset that Victor won't budge. We're not sure why she's putting so much effort into winning Victor over, seeing as how she practically just found out their family, and she's an adult capable of making her own decisions. It's not like she's dependent on him for a job or anything. Oh, wait a minute. Meanwhile, Michael Baldwin and Lauren Fenmore Baldwin attend the bash and try their best to have a good time. That's a tall order since Michael has just quit as Victor's lawyer. Lauren hopes that Michael doesn't change his mind due to Victor's shabby treatment of him for resigning. Elsewhere, Cole Howard continues to hack up a lung and complains he feels weak. Despite all this, he assures Victoria that he's fine. Is Cole holding back details about his medical condition? He's seen a doctor, but he may not be telling Victoria everything he knows. Is the end near for Cole Howard? Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y and R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates, and make us your favorite hotspot. The Young and the Restless spoilers for June 2 to June 20 reveal some shockers on the horizon. What can fans expect over the next 3 weeks? More drama at Nikki Newman's birthday party, while Aristotle Dumas's true identity is revealed, and Kyle Abbott's worst nightmare comes true. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of June 2 to 6 indicate there will be some highs and lows at Nikki's party, as GC residents continue to celebrate the Newman family matriarch. First off, Claire Newman and Kyle will present a sweet gift to Nikki in hopes of winning Victor Newman over. However, this will just cause the mustache to up his ante where Kyle is concerned. Kyle will present Nikki with a charm bracelet that has all her grandchildren and great-grandchildren's names engraved, with some to spare for future arrivals. While everyone else will believe it was a sweet gesture, Victor will snarl at the gift and be more determined than ever to tear the Kyle romance apart and rid his granddaughter of the Abbott. Meanwhile, Cole Howard's health will also take a downturn, which will be a cause of concern for Victoria Newman. Could this be the end of the line where Cole is concerned? He seemed to be doing better, but sadly, this won't be the case. In other news, Chelsea Lawson will draw a line in the sand where Adam Newman is concerned, so this is probably about not trashing Billy Abbott within Newman Media. Plus, Phyllis Summers will have a proposition for Nick Newman, so hopefully this won't land him in any trouble with his other ex-wife, Sharon Newman. It sounds like the invites to Dumas' party for Friday, June 13, will continue to make rounds this coming week, and friction will erupt between Sally Spectra when Billy scores one. Sally will believe this isn't the time to head out of town, especially with Abbott Communications just launching, but Billy will be adamant about going to see exactly what Dumas is up to. In other news, fans can expect another showdown between Sally and Phyllis, where Billy will struggle to settle both women down. Speaking of struggles, Maria Copeland will continue to reel over the secret she's hiding from Tessa Porter, as her wife grows frustrated over her behavior and not coming clean. There's a chance that Taraya can fix whatever Maria broke, but Mariah needs to let Tessa in. The lies and cover-up could be the very thing that ends up taking the couple out. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of June 9 to 13 will be all about the build-up to Dumas' party in France on Friday, June 13. Genoa City invitees will travel to the billionaire's summer estate for a party no one will soon forget. Added teasers imply that Dumas will finally reveal his face, and guests will be shocked at the outcome. All arrows point to the fact that actor Billy Flynn has been recast as Cain Ashby, who is the very person behind the Aristotle Dumas persona. When Lily Winters finds this out, she's sure to hit the roof, especially considering her history with Cain and all the lies he told during their courting and marriage. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of June 16 to 20 imply that there will be plenty of shock and speculation in the aftermath of Dumas/Cain's party and reveal, not to mention some questions and grilling sessions. Considering Cain and Billy's unique history, will Billy agree to any offer of a chancellor takeover? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Lastly, in some fun news, super couple Christine Blair and Danny Romalotti will return. Fans can expect to see them on June 13 and June 18. So will they be invited to Dumas' party too? Lastly, expect Kyle to face his worst nightmare. In light of everything going on, Victor will add pressure on Audra Charles to push the button on their plan to break up Kyle. While Audra must be careful, she also wants to complete her mission so she can move forward and put this past her. Will Victor's pressure trigger her to do something drastic? Either way, things don't look good for the future of Claire and Kyle's romance. What storyline are you most looking forward to over the next 3 weeks? Share your thoughts. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that Aristotle Dumas's cryptic message during the Friday, May 31 show was handing out invites to a fancy France shindig, and all of GC's elite were asked to come. The soap star took fans behind the scenes at Nikki Newman's elegant birthday party. Michael's work-life balance on The Young and the Restless is complicated. He doesn't want to hurt his longtime friend Victor, but he can no longer work with him. Christian Leblanc's work life isn't as intense. Sure, it's not easy to remember lines, but that's a breeze compared to working with Victor Newman. LeBlanc brought fans onto the set for the day. Fans could get the day in the life of LeBlanc's workday on the Y&R Insider YouTube channel. In the video, LeBlanc explained that he typically arrives at 7:30 a.m., but he likes to get there an hour early to talk to everybody, see how everybody's doing. Be there when I fall asleep on the couch in my dressing room. The stars of Y&R have to study 2 pages of lines. Today, LeBlanc and the cast are prepping for Nikki's big party. There was a lot of fun behind the scenes. LeBlanc joked around while Zuleika Silver got her makeup done. She showed off the before and after of her look, with and without false lashes. Meanwhile, Mark Grossman showed off his goofy side, which fans don't get to see enough on the soap. LeBlanc also spoke to Jay Rodriguez, who makes a guest star appearance as the party planner. He admitted he gets anxious when the crew tells him that he's up next. Rodriguez showed off his scared expression. The video concluded with LeBlanc panning his camera over to the actors and crew preparing for the big event. I&R fans took to the comment section to react. Most of them admitted that they wanted to see more of what happens during LeBlanc's day. Wished it was longer, one user wrote. I love this. More. I wish it was longer. Another fan echoed the same sentiments. Meanwhile, other fans were just pleased to get some behind-the-scenes shots. Mr. C, this is wonderful. I get to see behind the scenes, another user wrote. Please do more. This video was great, a third one begged. Some fans were shocked by how early they had to show up on set. What are your thoughts on LeBlanc's behind-the-scenes video? Let us know in the comments section. Maria is keeping a big secret that will soon come back to haunt her on Why, and our Maria is in a big storyline on The Young and the Restless. She's keeping a secret from her wife, Tessa, one that could possibly destroy their marriage. Maria's secret was a main focus of May's sweeps, but since then, she and Tessa haven't been seen in weeks. So what happened to the couple? And will Maria's secret ever be revealed? When Maria returned from her business trip, Tessa sensed something was wrong. Maria brushed it off as fatigue, but later confessed to Sharon that something bad had happened on the trip. Maria didn't reveal what her secret was, but said that Tessa could never know. Although she's trying to protect her wife from the truth, the guilt is eating Maria alive. Distance is growing in Taraya's marriage, and during an emotional conversation, Maria admitted Ian's reappearance reopened old trauma. Tessa wants to save her marriage and help Maria through this ordeal, but Maria won't open up. It's been 3 weeks since the couple's discussion, and they haven't been appeared on screen since. However, that will change soon. Speculation is circulating on what Maria's secret could be. Theories range from an affair to murder, both of which would upset Tessa and destroy Taraya's marriage. Whatever the secret is, Y and R could be inching closer to the big reveal. This week's spoilers reveal that Maria will be troubled by her past. Could it have something to do with what happened on her trip? Or does it have something to do with her past with Ian? Maria's storyline is kicking back up in time for summer. There's bound to be lots of drama and twists as her secret is finally exposed. But the big question is whether she and Tessa will survive the fallout. What will Jack, Nick, and Adam say? The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, June 4 have Diane and Jack entertaining something possibly entertaining, while Phyllis looks to engage Nick and Chelsea lectures Adam. Diane and Jack wanted a vacation, a chance to get away from family drama, Genoa City turmoil, and Victor's ridiculous threats. But then, the pair received an invitation. A mysterious man, who also finds Victor not worth trifling with, on the other hand, seems to find Billy worth talking to, has invited them to his villa in Italy. So why not multitask? Travel, see the sights, eat some gelato, check out the new pope, and, oh yeah, find out what this guy has in mind for them all. Phyllis keeps trying to insert herself into the corporate intrigue. She has somehow gotten it into her head that the mysterious Dumas is her savior. He will acquire Chancellor from Victor and hand it over to Phyllis to run for reasons, and then Phyllis will be the queen she was always meant to be. But just in case she can't pull this hostile takeover on her own, she offers Nick the opportunity to partner with her. What could go wrong? Has anything Phyllis ever touched failed to succeed before? Chelsea took the job with Adam working for Victor, and she is shocked, I tell you, to learn that Victor is not a paragon of saintliness. In fact, Victor's business dealings involve making his competitor, Billy, look bad, and Victor expects Adam to do it, which means he expects Chelsea to do it. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggests that Victor Newman will call Kyle Abbott's bluff when it comes to Nikki Newman's birthday party. Kyle and Claire Newman has tried to get Victor to accept Kyle as the love of her life. However, Victor isn't buying it even with this new plan they have put together. Victor will call Kyle's bluff. Will Kyle step up to prove Victor wrong? Claire is desperate to get Victor's approval of Kyle and has even put off moving in with him because of that. Claire has agreed to move in with Kyle already. However, Claire decided to postpone this move for a little while. Claire thought that Nikki was on her side until she was told to slow down her plans with Kyle. Now Claire has put together this party and how that they can prove just how much they are in love. Claire wants Kyle to treat her more like Victor treats Nikki, and it seems that something will occur where Victor will call Kyle bluff. What could Kyle say that will have Victor going to the point of forcing them to prove a point? Kyle is supposed to get Nikki some major gift that will impress Victor enough to accept him in Claire's life. However, what will Kyle come up with for the woman who literally has it all? Will Kyle say something about leaving Claire and Victor, then push Kyle into doing it? Is there a way for Victor to turn this plan to his advantage to get rid of Kyle? Kyle will completely strike out with Victor, prompted him to up the ante on his plan with Audra Charles. Will Victor dangle more money in front of Audra to get her to speed up her timeline with this plan? Will Audra push Kyle to form an alliance with her even more because of Victor's promise of money? Victor doesn't care what he has to do, but he is going to expose Kyle even if it happens to be something that harms Newman Enterprises. Victor is not about to allow Kyle back into his family or to hurt one of his granddaughters again. How far will Victor go to make sure that Kyle and Claire never end up staying together? Victor may be so determined to get rid of Kyle that Claire could end up getting hurt in the end. Will Victor ever forgive himself if Claire gets hurt while he is trying to take down Kyle? Will Victor finally manage to come between Kyle and Claire in the end? Who will pick up the pieces for Claire if Victor gets his wish? Genoa City was dressed to the nines for Nikki's birthday bash. Nikki's birthday bash has brought out all of Genoa City on the young and the restless. While fans are interested in what drama awaits at the event, it's the fashion that has everyone buzzing. The guests were dressed to the nines, and these looks stole the show. Guest of honor Nikki didn't disappoint with her fashion choice. The Newman matriarch looked like a goddess in a long-sleeved, glittery, gold dress. It was the perfect outfit for the birthday girl. Lauren and Michael aren't on good terms with the Newmans at the moment, but the couple attended the birthday bash to honor their friend. Michael kept his look simple, yet chic with a gray suit and black shirt with tie. However, Lauren was the center of attention in a form-fitting red suit. Ashley is always classy, and she kept it elegant for Nikki's soiree. The Abbott Harris was the definition of beauty in a black cape dress. To complete the look, Ashley opted for an updo and red earrings. When it comes to best dressed, Ashley gave her rival some competition. Victoria's style is usually hit or miss with we and our fans, but her white and black polka dot dress had a cute, casual, and fun vibe, perfect for the festivities. The black leather, metallic belt added a nice touch to the Newman Harris outfit. Jack and Diane made their presence known at the birthday girl's party. Jack looked dapper in a dark gray suit, while Diane chose a burgundy one-shoulder dress. Diane's dress was simple yet elegant and had enough sparkle to rival Nikki's attire. The spoilers of the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera, The Young and the Restless, airing on June 4, 2025, reveal that some big choices, heated moments, and rising tensions are coming to Genoa City. As the stories move in exciting new directions, a few major characters will have to pick sides, which could lead to even more drama later in the week. The Young and the Restless episode will focus on Phyllis Summers, who learned some upsetting news about Sharon Newman. At the same time, Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins think about whether they should include a party in their honeymoon plans. Elsewhere, Chelsea Lawson puts serious pressure on Adam Newman, with a strong warning that could change what happens next at Newman Media. After just getting married, Jack and Diane are excited about going on a romantic honeymoon. However, their plans get a bit tricky when they receive an unexpected invitation from Aristotle Dumas. They had already thought about taking the trip, and Dumas' party looks like a good chance to mix fun with some important business opportunities. Jack and Diane will talk about whether going to this fancy event is a smart move, knowing it might pull them into complicated business and social drama. Phyllis on The Young and the Restless has been trying hard to connect with Aristotle Dumas, hoping it will help bring her career back on track and boost her business goals. After failing to reach him in Washington, D.C., she decides to try a different approach, which is going to the Dumas party with Nick. But her plan runs into trouble when Nick says he has already invited Sharon. This news makes Phyllis very angry, not just because she was turned down, but because it hurts to be replaced by her rival. Even though she faces this setback, Phyllis is determined and might try to sneak into the party or come up with another plan to get what she wants. Sharon is just excited to go to the party with Nick, but she doesn't realize that Phyllis is already upset with her. The long history between these two women starts to heat up again because Phyllis sees Sharon's invite as a personal and professional attack. Adam is under pressure from every side. Victor is pushing for loyalty and control over Newman Media, while Billy Abbott keeps causing problems. Chelsea doesn't want to see Adam being controlled, so she gives him a clear choice, either to stand up to Victor or risk losing her and possibly the company's direction. Chelsea also doesn't want Adam to start a smear campaign against Billy because it would hurt their reputation. Adam must decide quickly, as Chelsea won't wait long. One wrong move could cost him both his business partnership and her support.